Yeah, I thought about skating for a bit because it's pretty nice out. Relatively, it's about 30. But the sun's shining, it's clear, roads are dry. I don't know if you can hear it, but the snow's starting to melt just from the sun shining on it, even though it's not been above freezing for, or even like out of the 20s for like probably a week and a half. Tomorrow will be the first day it's actually going to break freezing. But I thought about switching up my setups a little bit. I got this 14-inch wheelbase with Indies, and it's a little bit squirrely for me at 6'3". Usually I like Indies on a bigger wheelbase, but to give you an example of the kind of difference it makes, this is a 14.25 with Thunders, and I can't really see in the screen if I got them lined up right, but if you line them up axle to axle, I got like an extra, like nearly half-inch longer. For example, my 14.25 with the Thunders is about the same axle to axle as my 14.75 with Indies. So if I swap my 14.25 with Thunders with my 14 with Indies, if I swap the trucks, they'll about split the difference and be about the same. The 14 with Indies is kind of squirrely, like I said. I actually kind of like the 14.25 with the Thunders. But I think it'll be all right with the Indies. Plus, I just like to switch it up every once in a while. So I think if they're both closer to each other, it'll be better. Like usually I like things like Ventures or Thunders on a 14 wheelbase or a 14.25. I thought about putting Ventures on this 14.75, but that might be a bit much. We'll see. I like a 15 with Indies. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I couldn't find my skate tool, and I couldn't find my 3/8 inch wrench, so I'm using a 10 millimeter. Don't tell nobody. Trying to not lose these nuts in the snow. Yeah, I don't know what kind of hardware this is. It's got a smaller head like Shorty's. I've mostly been using independent lately. These are fine. Both of these were Marketplace Complete, so I just got them with whatever they had on them. Yeah, I generally wouldn't recommend using a metric wrench on a standard nut, but 10 millimeter and 3/8 is close enough for this purpose. Yeah, I like Phillips Hardware. Some people say it strips more. I haven't really used Allen Hardware to compare it to. I like to get these started with the drill and then finish them by hand. If you hold the screwdriver steady and you turn the nut in, whether wrench or skate tool or whatever, you're less likely to strip and you won't spin the grip tape under the nuts. The bit in my drill is already chewed up a little bit. If you heard it skipping a little bit, that's why. But usually I set the drill, the chuck to slit. Like, you don't set it like you're drilling a hole. It's got adjustments on it, so if you get to a certain point, it'll slip, so it won't strip it out. These bolts are a little bit long, so there's a little bit of thread sticking out. I don't really mind because sometimes I use risers, so I like to have at least a few sets of longer hardware in case I decide to use risers. But most of my setups I don't have risers. That this one here does, because I had bigger wheels, some brand new 56s. Yeah, both of these boards are pretty old and ragged. Chip repairs, razor tail, but they've held up well. I got plenty of new boards, but I like to skate my boards until they break or retire them if they're in such a shape that they're not really doing me any favors by trying to keep skating them. Like I had that reel, and it was like so razor tailed and so short that sometimes when I would ollie, my foot would overshoot the nose, and it got to be like risk of like rolling an ankle or something. So there's no point to keep skating that one, and it wasn't broken, but I retired it. I could probably cut it down into like a cruiser or like a penny board or something. Project for another day, I guess. But yeah, you can see where this one's worn from slappy back crooks. This one too. But yeah, they held up well. I mean, I'm certainly not one to stomp a board or try to break it or something. I mean, I'd rather just pass it on and give it to somebody else, but brand new stuff kind of feels weird, like it doesn't feel like mine, you know? Especially like a Christmas complete or something. Like I'd rather rather put old trucks and wheels on a new deck, or new trucks and wheels on an old deck, than have a all brand new setup. I mean, I guess it doesn't take that long to start to feel like yours, but all right, well, these don't look any different. Like I swapped them, and now this one looks as much bigger as this one did. So maybe they are both 14 wheelbases. But that's right. This one definitely felt too squirrely with Indies. But we'll give it a shot. That's about it. Yeah, I had it backwards. This one was actually the 14 wheelbase that had the Thunders. Maybe they both are. No, this is 14 1/8 or 14 1/4, it looks like. So just base plate to base plate's 13.75, not accounting for the holes. Yeah, this one's 13 1/2. So yeah, I had that backwards. This is the shorter wheelbase that now has Indies. So this is probably going to be like nearly unrideable. We'll see. I'll try it. I'll give it a fair shake. That one, I was already ghost popping with the Indies. So with that, with a wider wheelbase, even though it's a little bit lower, I think that'll be harder to pop because it's got steeper kicks. This one I think will feel good with Indies, even if it is going to be kind of squirrely. But yeah, we'll see. It's nice to switch things up every once in a while anyway. But yeah, that one definitely felt too squirrely with the Indies. But it was good for 360 flips, even though I can't land them yet. I should have measured before I took them off, but I've had the same setups for so long, I was looking for a change anyway, so yeah, that's fine. I got some ventures that I might try on this one. I think I said that already, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go skate for a bit. That's about it.